Nokia has released not a cell phone today, they've announced a new netbook. It's called the Booklet 3G, and the big peg here is it has a built-in cell phone modem as you'd expect from Nokia. But other than that, it's a little bit confusing. What's going on here? We bring in Jason Hiner from TechRepublic to talk about this. Jason, thanks for being with us.
Sure, Randall. Glad to be here.
So this is obviously something that's a little bit strange in that Nokia, a name really known for cell phones really well, has announced this netbook, and it looks pretty standard, though it does have a SIM card slot. It looks, has aluminum casing, so it should be a little bit of a high-class netbook. What's your take on this? It's kind of a weird, I'm kind of taken aback and thinking, why doesn't Nokia focus on making a good phone instead of jumping into a really crowded market being netbooks?
Yeah, so they've got some big challenges right now going on in their core business. Smartphones from Apple and RIM, Research in Motion, BlackBerry as well. So you have to wonder, what are they doing? What are they thinking here? They've dabbled a little bit in these kind of internet tablets with the Nokia N800, I think it was, and N810 little tablets. Those were a complete failure. So when I first heard this, my thought was, oh man, what are they doing? But I did go and look at what they've put out on it, and I have to admit, this is a pretty slick-looking piece of hardware. And my feeling about Nokia has always been that they create really good hardware, pretty crappy software.
Yeah.
And so they've combined what looks like a pretty nice piece of hardware. Nicest netbook by far, I think it would be if it comes out as the sort of concept car version is.
Yeah.
And then they've paired it with some decent software in terms of Windows 7. So maybe this thing is a little better than I first anticipated, but my question is the same as yours, Randall, is kind of where are they going here, especially since the core business is really under attack right now.
It's really interesting to think, they've done really well in Europe, and in the US, obviously Symbian Series 60, that whole platform is basically non-existent with things like the iPhone, Windows Mobile, Palm Pre, like BlackBerry OS. There's just so many competitors in the US that are really stealing Nokia's market share. I mean, to me, they're trying to say that, oh, we're going to have our music streaming service on there. Oh, and we're going to have our OV store on there so you can buy applications. And I mean, all those things are kind of, noteworthy in that it's great Nokia is trying to bring stuff together. But when no one uses those services, they don't really seem like a value add as much as, again, another distraction. I don't know. Do you think those, added OV store or anything like that will give Nokia some clout? Or is it just more like, why bother?
I don't think so. I mean, like I said, I don't think they're very good at software. They haven't shown that they're very good at services either, but they are really good at hardware. And so, I remember from the first Nokia phones that I had, I mean, they were some of the smallest, thinnest, nicest feeling devices that you could get a hold of, even as far as the 1990s. And now, some of their devices, like the N97, really nice piece of hardware. Yeah. Software is really bad. And so the one thing I like about this is that they're pairing their strength, which is hardware. They've produced a really thin, sharp notebook, which looks like it's going to have great battery life, nice built-in 3G. They know how to build antennas, so I'm sure it's probably going to have pretty good signal strength and that kind of thing. And they've teamed it with some Windows 7, the latest OS from Microsoft. And so maybe this could actually help Microsoft in Windows 7 more than it actually helps Nokia, because
this maybe the premium netbook of choice. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it makes this the premium ultra mobile netbook. Oh, supposedly this thing was also going to have some pretty good integration between your handset and your notebook, this little Nokia notebook. So maybe there's some synergy there. I'm not crazy about that.
All 10 people who use Nokia phones would be very excited about that. But,
in the U.S.
In the U.S., yeah, sure. Overseas, it's a lot bigger. So let's switch gears for a second. We are running out of time, but we'll talk about one of the other announcements today. Was Real Networks says Rhapsody is coming to the iPhone, and the first iteration is going to be a simple music streaming service like Pandora or whatever, where you'll have unlimited access to streaming music. The second version, which is more interesting, that's going to be coming down the pipe, could actually take music that's downloaded and whatever. In the past, Apple's had a lot of problem with people duplicating iPhone core functionality. Of course, that there's that whole Google Voice FCC drama going on. I don't know, Jason, do you think Rhapsody on the iPhone is something that people will care about? Are people into this subscription-based music thing, or is it still like, why not even just choose Pandora?
Yeah, I really don't think it matters all that much right now, to be honest with you. But I think it is a look at maybe the future. people want to buy their music right now. They're not unhappy. There's not a whole lot of iTunes discontent out there. There are some rabid fans on Rhapsody, so for that kind of small group of rabid fans, they'll like it. I don't think this has bigger implications for a movement in terms of music service, unless, but it could kind of foreshadow the fact that iTunes could go to a subscription model. They could go to a hosted model in the cloud.
Years, I mean, we've been waiting for that for years, so I'm not really sure that this is. I mean, iTunes to me is not going to go anywhere. I think Spotify. You look over in the UK, Spotify, sort of getting a lot more traction. Maybe we'll see some third-party services, but I don't think iTunes is going anywhere. Anyway,
yeah,
Jason,
people aren't unhappy. They're not. If they're not unhappy, I don't think it's going to make a big difference.
Exactly. Well, we're out of time. Jason Hiner from TechRepublic. Thanks for joining us. I'm Randall Bennett, and don't forget, you can catch us on iTunes, we're on YouTube, or lots of other places. Maybe you can catch us on Spotify or Rhapsody, or I don't know, maybe Nokia will even put us in their store. I don't know. We'll see you later.